We observe ourselves. We're just sitting and relaxing and observing ourselves. We notice our breathing. There's nothing particular that needs to be changed about our breathing. We're just noticing it. We're just relaxing and noticing our breathing. We notice the inhale and the exhale. There's nothing good or bad about it. We notice ourselves again, and we notice our perfection. And notice our perfection some more. We just continue to notice our perfection. We notice how that feels, to be noticing our perfection. We take a fresh new look at ourselves and notice our perfection. If there's anything about ourselves that doesn't feel quite comfortable, we just notice that. And we see that as perfect the way it is. No need to change it. We just see that as perfect the way it is. And again, we notice ourselves. And we notice various things about ourselves. And we see everything as being perfect. No need to change anything. It's all perfect the way it is. And again, we notice ourselves. We notice the way that we're breathing. And just continue to notice that without any need to change anything. We might notice the depth of our breathing. And we can notice how fast we're breathing. And let's keep noticing that. We notice the speed of our breathing. And we notice that it's perfect the way it is. There's no need to change that. We just notice the speed of our breathing. And more. And even more. And let's notice ourselves. And if there's anything about ourselves that captures our attention, we just notice it, and we notice its perfection. And again, we notice perfection. If there's any thoughts rolling by, we just notice those. And we allow those thoughts to happen. We just consider it to be perfect. And we notice ourselves as a person who has thoughts. And we consider that to be perfect. And we notice how that awareness of perfection feels. We're just aware of that. And newly, we notice ourselves. We notice our degree of awareness. And whatever it is, we recognize that it's perfect. And more. We notice our energy level, and whatever it is, we recognize that as being perfect. And again, we observe ourselves newly. We might notice that when we do that, sometimes we have a different concept of what we consider to be ourselves. So let's just notice ourselves. And we notice the perfection of ourselves. And we notice everything about ourselves as being perfect. It's all perfect just the way it is. No need to change anything. So again, we just notice ourselves. Notice our posture of our body. And just consider that to be perfect. No need to change anything. It's all perfect. And again, we notice ourselves. We notice the feelings that we have. We're just aware of the feelings. And we notice our feelings are being perfect. We notice our feelings as perfect. We allow our feelings to be the way they are. And again, and again. We notice ourselves. We notice our feelings. And ourselves and our feelings are just perfect the way they are. Newly, we notice ourselves. And we notice our feelings. And we notice that they're perfect the way they are. We are perfect the way we are. Our feelings are perfect the way they are. And again. And again. We're perfect the way we are. Our feelings are perfect the way they are. And again, we notice ourselves. And we notice our feelings. We notice their perfection. We notice something about ourselves which in the past we may have considered to be a problem. And right now we see that as perfect the way it is. Everything is perfect in the grand scheme of things. So just whatever we notice that as perfect. And again, we notice everything about ourselves. And we notice its perfection. Again, we notice ourselves. We notice how we are, and whatever that may be, we recognize the perfection. We recognize the perfection in ourselves.